Mesmerizing. 3, 2, 1. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to episode 177 of the Shower Podcast, the podcast where I'm in my shower and you do you. I'm your host, Chip, and how many times has it happened to you that you just look at somebody, listen to them, and you're just mesmerized? The way they talk, the mastery that they have in their knowledge base is just insane. And today I would like to describe to you an experience that I just had a few hours ago. And it was unexpected, but it's definitely worth sharing. And I generally believe that there is a lesson to learn for everybody. Before we start, as usual, if you end up liking this episode, leaving a like and a subscribe really help. They're just one click, but they really make the difference. So, what is the lesson from today? I was lucky enough to be able to participate into a networking event in the cybersecurity field, which is the field in which I work. Specifically, it was organized by the AWS here in Zurich. And it was my third time attending this event since its creation. And also through the others experience that I had in the previous sessions, I was able to get quite familiar with the organizer. And the guests that we had today were just fantastic. There was people that had plenty of experience in the market, and not only in terms of just mere years of experience, but also the places in which they worked and the positions that they were covering right now were just incredible. So besides the fact that even just during the panel it was just mesmerizing to hear them talk, hear them explain the topics that they had prepared. I was, at the end of the event, there was, let's say, a sort of apero, to have networking. And by the end of it, though, given that, again, as I said, I had a personal connection with the host, he was organizing a dinner for, the people that participated. And again, I was lucky enough to be invited. And In that moment, when we arrived at the restaurant, people started talking, and everybody started, making a statement, talking about. I mean, I don't want to bore you with the details about it, but it was technical stuff, in the IT field, and it was a moment in which I realized how much I'm actually involved in this whole area, and this sensation of being mesmerized. I believe that. The last time that it happened to me was during the university years, and not with every professor, of course, but some of the topics that were explained to me and some of the things that I saw, given the authority, behind the person that's presenting to you that topic, they become indeed mesmerizing. So specifically, I had the chance to have, there was on one side of the table, there was an ETH professor. In front of me, I had the CISO of Salesforce, and on my left, there was a principal scientist that was working on cybersecurity applied to machine learning in AWS. And they were all talking about super nerdy stuff that I was fully into, and it was mesmerizing. And I keep on repeating this word, and I would like to underline how much it actually has meaning, because I want to emphasize how much I think this should be the aspiration that we all have in our own realm. I mean, again, my area of expertise and my interest falls into this IT world. And again, it's fully personal. But I genuinely believe that there is something for you that falls into that category. There is people that if you had in front of you, if you had the opportunity to hear them speak, hear them expose, their views, their ideas, their experience, you would just be there mesmerized. So all of this to say that there are, I think, a few key factors in reaching that point, and it would be worth to explore them today to understand, first of all, how you can have the chance to encounter these people, and second of all, how you can end up, being like them. So the first bit, the easiest, is how do you interact with these people? Well, there is only one option. Go out there and do it. Experience events and trying to get out of your comfort zone are the only solutions to this problem. As much as, you might get lucky once, as much as you might have a friend that knows a friend that knows a friend that will present you to these people, the only reliable way to get these things is to actually get out there and, be uncomfortable in these situations. Ask questions, be interesting, try to pan your way into, the vision of these people, not by being fake, not by presenting something that is not real, because you need to back it up if eventually you make it to these kind of moments. But show who you are, show your interests, show what kind of intent you have, around meeting somebody. Because, on one hand, you might appear just desperate and look like a fanboy. And on the other hand, you could, prepare a question or try to, in advance, have, curiosity about that person and catch their interest. The advantage is that most often than not, people that go out there and, try something, people that take initiative are relatively rare nowadays, especially in these kind of events. So the moment that you are able to make a statement and make it right, people will remember you. So first of all, get out there, try stuff, do stuff, talk to people, because again, it's your only opportunity of meeting those kind of people. Otherwise, there's not going to be any chance, because as much as you might be interested in them, they might not be so interested in you. Again, if we are into the dynamic where, you are the one looking up to them. And the second bit, that it's the most difficult one, is how you become a person like that. How do you become somebody that people look up to you? And here, again, we won't have the time to discuss in today's episode, but I think it's a matter of pursuing deliberate practice. Something that I saw that is common to all these people is that their relentlessness and the way that they try to go towards their goal is very, very direct. They know they want something, they want to achieve it, and they just go with it. There's no ifs, there's no buts, there's no nothing. They have a goal, they go for it, and that's it. And I think that this is something that we are losing slowly, and it's very hard to find such a drive in your motivation, because there is so much that can be achieved with so little that most of the times, you don't have the space and the capacity to build this kind of passion. Whereas if you step back a bit and you actually rely solely on your interest and on your perseverance, you might get a chance to get into that realm. So to wrap it up, when I talk about this feeling of feeling mesmerized, it is a combination of these two things. So on one end, you look up to these people. So of course, there is that sensation. But at the same time, it's also the fact that that deep down, you kind of want to become that person. And once it happens to you, even if in your own small space, the moment that somebody looks up to you, you kind of understand, the feeling. And maybe that small desire, that desire that was small today will become something bigger tomorrow. And, if you kept on repeating that, someday you might just make it. Having said that, that was all for today. Thank you very much for listening. A bit of a more improvised episode, but I just came back from the event, and it is quite late to say the least. But it was something that I wanted to share with you. And as always, the Shower Podcast is a space for this. So just sharing out loud my experiences, my ideas, and maybe trying to make your day a bit better. Thank you very much for listening. As always, if you ended up liking this episode, leaving a like and a subscribe really, really help. And as usual, stay consistent, stay resilient. This was the Shower Podcast, and see you tomorrow.